This is going out to all the ice agents.
Let me see those fingers.
Running up in motherfuckers. Fuck them all. I don't give a fuck. I changed the word.
Look, we all know the news story that's currently taken over the nation. There's protests everywhere right now. And obviously, it's been flipped and warped into a huge political issue. But no matter how you feel about alignment of vehicles, no matter how you feel about threat of danger, there is one fact that you can't deny. And that is Renee Nicole Gold is dead. And she was killed by an ICE agent. Now, Ice-T, who I played in that intro, is a very interesting story because obviously there's going to be a lot of people who know him for his role on Law and Order. But what a lot of people don't realize is that T had a song at a time of political unrest, at a time, a huge division, polarization across the country, a time period of the Rodney King beatings, a time period of the LA riots. He had a track that even got the attention of the President of the United States, and they were calling for him to be censored. They were trying to cancel Ice-T.
I stand against those who use films or records or television or video games to glorify killing law enforcement officers. It is sick.
And his vice president also took shots at T.
Just listen to this lyric, which are actually some of the tamer ones from Cop Killer. I got my 12 gauge sawed off. I got my headlights turned off. I'm about to bust some shots off. I'm about to bust some cops off.
I mean, hell, you even had Ice-T's own label wanting to pull the plug on him at the time, and they did eventually drop him. Now, what was that song you say? It's the one I played in the intro. At the time, it was called Cop Killer. But more recently, 5 months ago on the LA Warped Tour, Ice-T changed the lyrics to incorporate it into a more modern sense, coining it Ice Killer. Now, look, timing's always key. I don't think Ice-T predicted that this exact situation was going to happen. But I think what's really interesting is that sentiment is listen to that crowd. Listen to the narrative. It's one that is very sharp, that is very poignant today. So I thought it'd be interesting to dive into this performance and dive into a classic and talk about the significance of politics within hip hop. The significance of artists who use their platforms to give a voice to those who are oppressed, to give a voice on situations, on narratives when people try to go, no, we don't want to hear politics and music. We don't want to hear artists talking about these things. Well, this is something that has always been an integral part of rap. And Ice-T was one of the pioneers of that. At a time when NWA was running around saying F the police, Ice-T, with his band Body Count, was doing the exact same thing. So let's dive into Cop Killer.
Talk shit or tour. Put one finger in the air. This is going out to all the ice agents.
Let me see those fingers.
Running up in motherfuckers. Fuck them all. I don't give a fuck. I changed the word. Ice Killer!
I'm about to bust some shots off. I'm about to dust some cops off. Now, obviously, I played the clip of the VP even calling him out for these lines. And for me, again, context is key to this. When Ice-T talks about writing this, he talks about the Rodney King beating. He talks about the influences at the time, feeling this anger, feeling this angst, and looking at the constant issues, the constant clashes, especially in LA, but that, overreaching the African-American community was dealing with in regards to police brutality. And it's a topic, it's a theme that we still talk about, that we still discuss today. And Ice-T wanted to use his art to present that, to spotlight it. And one of the reasons why this was considered so shocking, so polarizing at the time, is because it all of a sudden was getting heard, rap was getting heard by audiences who weren't exposed to rap, who didn't know about any of these types of messages. And as Ice-T said, Yeah, it's shocking. But sometimes you have to be shocking. You have to be controversial in order to get people to pay attention, in order to get people to listen. And that for me is what great art has always been. Great art does get a narrative going. It gets people talking about it, whatever side you sit. Come on now. F the police, right? You get those NWA vibes. And the thing is, again, talking about context, right? Because at the time, right? OG, Original Gangster, Ice-T drops his album, and he's got a track on there, Body Count. And then all of a sudden on this gangster rap type of album, I highly recommend you go dive into that album, by the way. There's some really just, yeah, there's some good, shocking lyrical content, some good art on there. And especially this track, Body Count, which gets people going, hang on, what is he doing? Because now he's breaking away from that mold, and now he's taking rap and he's putting it into the realm of rock, punk rock, of metal. Give us the guitars, give us these vibes. And I love that crossover because I've always talked about this, how I love just how rap in the worlds of metal, rap in the worlds of rock always lend themselves so well to each other because they also sit within that renegade, within that rebellious, speak out type of spirit, and just that edge and that aggression and that angst and just that release that is often needed. Don't be afraid. I play one on TV. They can suck my.
Here we go, sing along. Cop killer. Don't be afraid.
And the people who are surprised that Ice-T is doing this, again, 5 months ago, this is still pretty recent, right? You're getting this from Ice-T, who even acknowledges, hey, yeah, I play one on TV. I know that. I know that narrative. I know that discussion. There's even going to be people in this comment section talking about that and pointing that out. But as T always said, like, how he's been able to bring this together for him and justify it is that, you know, this is a song raising awareness. And look what it did, especially at the time. It really did spotlight an issue that needed to be spotlighted. But for him, it's always been directed at corrupt police officers. It's been used to highlight the police who really do move like an organized gang, the police who do use brutality, the police who do come into conflict, who do racially profile within the inner cities, within African American communities. That's always been how T's spoken on it. Like, yeah, I can play a police officer, and I realize there's going to be good police officers out there, right? And who doesn't want to support that? Because at the end of the day, police officers are supposed to uphold society, supposed to protect our values, supposed to protect our morals, and protect people. Of course you want that. We all want good police officers. I don't think anyone denies that. But there's also a corrupt side. There's also human flaws. There's also that side. And that's what T brings to light.
Love it. I think I'm gonna have an orgasm. They're making me come. I'm a motherfucking calculator. Calculator that he used to be. Police brutality. Make your family free, man.
Look at that look.
But tonight in Long Beach, hell no. Come on, y'all. Warp tour. Warp tour. Guys, you don't scream from your throat. It's this little area between your balls and your ass. You tighten that up. Yeah. That's where the shit comes. You wanna scream like Slaughter to Prevail? It comes down.
Like Slaughter, nice shout out.
Girls scream from up here, guys, under the ball sack. Ready? But tonight, in Long Beach, at the 30th annual Vans Warped Tour, we get even!
I think also I want to point out that these messages haven't just existed in hip hop. There's people going, oh, he's on the Warped Tour, right? It's more rock. Look at bands like Million Dead Cops. Anti-System, Rage Against the Machines too at the time. Play with his foot? Come on now. Hey, beautiful.
Do me a favor. Today happens to be my niece Lily's 17th birthday. Come here, Lily.
Come on, Lily. Oh, shit.
This is how I wanted to surprise her. This is Coco's sister's daughter. Make some noise for Lily. She's 17. 17, not 18, you SVU motherfuckers. Chanel, how do we end the show?
Man, he's got great stage presence, just commanding the audience. Great front man for a band. I mean, Ice-T, come on. Good night. And again, for me, that is always the best art. And that is always hip hop. And hip hop is always given a voice to those who don't have a voice. And it's artistic expression at the end of the day. And I always think it's something that we should defend. Whether you agree with it or not, if you truly believe in the ideals of freedom of speech and freedom of expression, then you have to defend an artist's right to use their platform. And that's just a part of the history and the roots and the culture that goes into hip hop. And if there's any artists out there watching, I know it's crazy times we live in. It's polarizing times. I use my music to often speak out and to let out these frustrations, to let out my angst, to let out my emotions, to talk about issues. I encourage you to not be afraid, to use your art to shine a light through the darkness, to use your art to express yourself, because that's the history of it. That's the roots of it. And it's up to you to further it. Ice-T, you're Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys like today's video. Listen here at the end. Obviously, enjoy the content. To be huge favor. Support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. It all helps. It all goes a long way. As always, I say, listen, especially on the weekends, your time is so valuable and important. Thank you for choosing to spend some of that time with me. I'm forever grateful. I'm forever appreciative. Take care of yourselves. Take care of this. Take care of this. You know, I'll catch you again.
Find somebody who's from outer space, who never heard of Arnold Schwarzenegger, didn't know what he was doing, and you showed him the little clip of the movie where he killed up all the cops, right? And then you asked the person, you said, what do you think about this guy? They say, well, this is the most terrible person to walk the earth, right? But then that's what the media did to me this year. They took a 4-minute bite of my life, and they said, this is what this guy is about. And that's basically bullshit.
Ice-T no longer has a contract with Warner Brothers Records. The company released him after all the protest about his Cop Killer song, citing creative differences.